Today's practice is a heart-centered practice. We're going to start the practice by bringing our awareness to that sacred space at our heart center. Taking a moment to close down your eyes, turning inwards, and bringing your awareness to your heart center, that sacred center, responsible for love, kindness, compassion, understanding, acceptance, and forgiveness for all, including ourselves. As you rest in this space, imagine the breath moving in and out through your heart center. This is called heart-centered breathing. And by bringing our awareness to this sacred space, it helps to slow the heart rate and bringing much needed energy to this space. Just imagine the breath flowing freely in and out through the heart space. And then gently placing your hands on your heart. So this helps to release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. It's like we're giving our heart a hug. So keep focusing on that space at your heart center. And by enveloping that space with our hands, the weight and the warmth of our hands on our heart center, together with the energy from the 72,000 different nerve endings that are clustered in our hands, helps to bring comfort and reassurance, whilst bringing energy to this heart space, calming the heart rate, and allowing the flow of oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, into our system. And then gently rolling over onto all fours and coming into child's pose. With your bottom on your heels, arms extended, forehead on the floor, closing down your eyes, turning inwards into child's pose. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. And then when you're ready, coming up onto your knees as you breathe in and curling the toes under as you breathe out. Walking your dog, alternate heels towards the floor as you start to activate and stretch through the glutes, the hamstrings and the calves. And lowering both heels towards the floor, connecting to the palms, coming into downward dog. And breathing in, sinking down onto your left knee. And breathing out, stepping the right foot to the top of the mat, coming onto your fingertips and gazing forwards. As we just start to warm the body up. Be mindful of the shoulders creeping up by the ears. Rotate the shoulders back and down to create that space. Creating space in our body creates space in our minds. And then stepping to the back of the mat, coming back into child's pose, forehead on the floor, taking a nice smooth breath in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under. As you breathe out, nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your right knee as you breathe in and stepping the left foot to the top of the mat as you breathe out. Coming up onto the fingertips, sinking into the pose, stretching through the outer hip of the front leg, the hip flexor of the back leg. And the further away you move that back knee towards the back of the mat, the deeper the stretch through the hip flexor. Keep breathing smoothly. And stepping to the back of the mat again, coming into child's pose. Forehead on the floor, nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under. As you breathe out, nice smooth breath here, in and out. Breathing in, bringing the right knee into your chest, and breathing out, placing that foot on the floor. Lower the back knee. Breathing in, taking the arms to cactus either side of your head, opening up through the front of the body, looking upwards, opening into that heart space. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank, pressing through the heels, extending out through the crown of the head, igniting the inner fire, strengthening the core. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Sink down onto your knees as you breathe in, sit back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Bring the left knee into your chest as you breathe in and place that foot on the floor as you breathe out. Lower the back knee and take the arms into cactus as you breathe in, opening up through the front of the body, gazing gently up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing smoothly, opening up through the front of the body. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Taking a nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here in downward dog, in and out. Breathing in, bringing the right knee into your chest. Breathing out, place that foot on the floor. You can lower the back knee, or you can keep the back knee off the floor. Interlacing your hands behind your back, spreading your hands as far away from you as you can, gazing up towards the ceiling, again opening up through the front of the body. And of course you can do this variation with the back knee on the floor. Work within your limits. Do what honours your body. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Sinking down onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Coming up onto your knees as you breathe in, curling the toes under as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Bring the left knee into your chest as you breathe in and place that foot on the floor as you breathe out. Interlace your hands behind your back with the other forefinger on top. So do it like you normally do, then just swap the cross, taking those hands as far away from you as you can, gazing up towards the ceiling, opening up through the front of the body. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Lower the knees down onto the floor, lower the chest between the hands as you exhale and scooping forward, low cobra as you inhale. Taking a nice smooth breath here, being mindful that the shoulders aren't creeping up by the ears, but you're rolling them back and down. Coming up onto all fours, curling the toes under, coming into downward dog. Breathing in, taking the right leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And breathe out, take that foot to the top of the mat. And if it gets stuck halfway, just pick up the ankle with your hand and take it up to the hand. Opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock. Lifting up through the sternum, twisting through the torso. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Twisting lunge. Great for your spine, great for digestion. Also opening up through that heart space as you open up here through the chest. Allow your gaze to follow the line of your shoulder. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Lower the knees down onto the floor. Lower the chest between the hands as you exhale and scoot forward, low cobra as you inhale. Curling the toes under, coming into downward dog as you breathe out. Breathing in, taking the left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Press through the heel, toes facing towards the floor. Breathe out, swing that leg to the top of the mat, guiding it up with your hand if you need to. Opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock, lifting up through the sternum, twisting through the torso. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Placing both hands on the floor, stepping back into plank. Lower the knees onto the floor, lower the chest between the hands as you exhale, scooping forward, low cobra as you inhale. Curling the toes under, coming into downward dog as you breathe out. And then sinking down onto your knees. And coming to the center of your mat. So we're going to do hero pose.
So you have two options here. You can stay with your bum on your heels, or you can open the feet wide and sit with your bottom between your feet. That's a deeper stretch through the quads. And then you're just going to walk the hands back. So it may be you just walk the hands slightly back, opening up through the front of the body. Perhaps you want to come down onto your elbows, just gazing to the ceiling. Be mindful of going to the furthest option, but I'm going to show it you just in case. You can also come all the way down onto the floor. But that is a very deep stretch for your knees and your thighs. So be mindful of honouring your body, working within your limits. Hero pose. Keep breathing smoothly. Bringing your awareness back to your heart center. If you're on your back, you're going to gently bring the elbows by your ribs and come up onto the elbows. If you are on your elbows, you're going to come back onto your hands. And then we're going to come into child's pose, counterposing the slight back bend, turning back inwards. And then coming on to your forearms and your knees, sliding your nose along the mat. As your head gets level with your hands, gently lifting the elbows off the floor. You'll feel that in your triceps, coming to rest on your belly and placing the hands in front of you, elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Lifting up, so we're not collapsing into it and the shoulders up by the ears, but we're lifting out of both sides of the waist. Close down your eyes. Bring your awareness back to that heart space like we did at the beginning. Tapping into that sacred energy center. If any colours come to mind, and often it's green or rose quartz associated with our heart centre, just to become aware if any colours do come to mind, what they are. And then as you breathe in, imagine the colour intensifying at your heart space. And as you breathe out, imagine that colour expanding beyond your heart space. Breathing in, the colour intensifies. Breathing out, the colour grows larger beyond your heart space. Breathing in, the colour intensifies. Breathing out, the colour expands. And then you can extend your arms coming into seal pose. This is a deeper back bend. When we open up through our heart center, we also take it into the lower back with a back bend. This is quite an intense back bend. The further you extend your arms out, the less of a back bend it is. The closer you bring your hands to your body, the deeper the back bend is. But back bends are all about creating space through the front of the body. And then using your hands to guide you onto your knees. Arms extended, forehead on the floor, coming into melting heart. Opening up again through the front of the body. Calming back to the breath. Your hips are stacked above the knees. Keep breathing smoothly. And if you want to take it slightly deeper, you can bend your elbows, placing your hands behind your head, and you'll feel a gentle stretch through the triceps. Melting heart pose. Keep coming back to the breath. Two more smooth breaths here. And then gently sinking back into child's pose. Bring the hands down by the feet. You may want to bring your knees slightly closer together in this variation as you allow your shoulders to melt into the floor. Hands down by the feet, palms facing up. Counterposing the back bends, stretching through the lower back. And gently rolling up and swizzling the legs round, coming to rest on your back for fish pose. So extending the legs out in front, gently place your palms facing down underneath your bottom, elbows skimming the ribs as you rest on your elbows and come to rest on the crown of your head. Now if that's a bit of a stretch, you can always use a hardback book under the crown of your head or a yoga block. You can also roll a blanket and place it down the length of your spine and rest on that if you prefer. Fish pose, opening up all the way through the torso, through the heart center, through the solar plexus and the sacral center. Also opening up into the throat chakra. And of course, getting that tiny, gentle back bend. And then sliding off the crown of your head, moving the book or the block if you have it. Coming to rest on your back. Take your hands out from underneath your bottom, hugging your knees into your chest. Again, counterposing the back bend. And as I'm sure you know by now, hugging your knees into your chest is another way to release the feel-good hormone, oxytocin. And gently releasing the knees, extending the legs onto the floor, and returning your hands to your heart center, giving your heart a little hug, allowing the flow of oxytocin into your body, into your mind. Gently releasing any tension in your body. As you rest here in Shavasana, gently releasing your hands from your heart center, bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes. Bending your legs and gently rolling over onto your right hand side, taking a couple of breaths of transition. Using your hands to guide you, keeping your eyes closed and your head hung low. Slowly and gently transition to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands back to your heart center. Touching your thumbs to your heart centre, may we be clear and kind of intention. Touching our thumbs to our third eye, may we be clear and kind of thought. Touching our thumbs to our lips, may we be clear and kind of word. Bringing the hands back to heart centre. Namaste.